Greetings, beloveds. Using the breakout method, you could have avoided all this massive plunge in this stock, which is down almost 95% of the highs. So just using the breakout method could have kept you from owning any of this move here to the downside. But also, using the breakout method, is there a possibility of knowing when to time a stock that could start an upward climb? We will discuss this in this video. By the way, I greet you in the love light of the one infinite creator. Alright, so if we go back, this is the monthly chart. Let's take a look at the weekly chart. Just want to show you how, if you use the breakout method, so there's a weekly closing high here and the stock is trading in the higher 20s, lower 30s. There's a failed breakout right here. There's another breakout attempt here that failed. Again, all of these were reasons why it made sense to avoid this stock on its way to a 95% drop. But now we have to ask ourselves the question, what if now, after this massive plunge, the next major phase in this stock is for double X, triple X, or maybe even more on its path to recovery? So how can we know that it's time to start taking a look at a stock that has been down significantly? So that's what we're going to be discussing. Let's go back to the monthly chart. And so I'll show you a couple of things to look for. So all throughout this whole process, when the stock is going down, you can see that this process here is now being counterbalanced by the RSI on the monthly, starting to move higher. So that's the first clue here. We've moved above RSI 30.9 for the first time ever. And we are trading at levels not seen by the stock since the IPO in late 2021. So that's a clue right there. Take a look at your monthly MACDs. All of them are right now pointing higher and trading at levels not seen before. So all-time highs also on the MACDs. If you take a look at the weekly, so what could you do here? So what we can do here is, now that the stock is giving us a different look, we can take this recent monthly closing high, for example, here in late 2023, and use that as our breakout level. That's one approach. This is the monthly. We can use that as a timing method, or we can go to the weekly, and the weekly gives us a little bit of a different take. Oh, by the way, also on the weekly, you can see here the RSI on the weekly is trading at levels not seen before. So definitely, if you take this period here when the RSI was below 50, we can say this was a bearish phase. But we can see that this has changed right here. We moved above 50 for the stock for the first time ever. That's another clue that something has changed. So we are no longer trading in this phase here, this bearish phase, which corresponds to this massive plunge. Now we are entering a new phase where the RSI is above 50 for the first time ever. So that's another clue. So what we can do here is try and find a logical entry level. Now let's take a look here. We can see it's hard to see. So let me move to a 2-year. So on this 2-year chart, you can see another indicator of a potential change. Again, it's potential. We don't know for sure. The stock could go back and break these levels and continue lower. We don't know. But what we are doing here is find any reason to anticipate a change for a positive bullish move. So what we can do or could have done here is, we have this situation where the stock made another change, which is we have a period of a declining 34-week moving average, 34-week moving average declining, the green line, but now the 34-week moving average here has gone flat. So that's another indicator. So what we could have done here on this weekly chart is take this recent weekly closing high right there, understand that now it is breaking out above that level. The stock is now definitely giving us a breakout level that we can take that breakout on the breakout and see what happens. Maybe it's gonna fail, but maybe we might catch an amazing move to the upside. Now, if you miss this current breakout here, you can always go to the next level, which is this bunch of closing highs here. So you can go to the next level and try and buy the breakout when the stock clears this weekly closing range. And that can also help you in your timing if you miss the current breakout that is taking place. In other words, now if I zoom in, you can see there's a breakout taking place right here. That could have been a logical entry level. But if you missed it, like in my case, I missed it here, the next logical level is either we get a pullback that brings it back to reasonable entry level, based on this breakout level, or we take this close on a weekly basis from late 2023 and use that as our breakout level. So if it clears this level in the future, then that's another indicator that it makes sense to give this a consideration to buy, because it could be now that the stock is now on its way to mend its previous history and is looking to stage a massive move. And that is one way, or a couple ways, things you can look for to identify periods where a stock is going from being a trash to a gem. I am Eric with Mother.com. I leave you as I found you, in the love light of the one infinite creator. Go forth rejoicing in the power and in the peace of the one creator. Adonai.